All right, welcome back to the channel. I'm your host, Coach Evans, and we started this stream a little bit early, so I know some of you guys will probably catch it, a little bit later or fall in as we are starting. But Justin Madubuike leads the Baltimore Ravens with 10 sacks, and if you don't know, if you've been under a rock somewhere, the Baltimore Ravens lead the NFL in sacks, and leading that way is Justin Madubuike. And I made the statement the other day that Madubuike has been getting sacks, with the help of other guys, with the help of stunts, games that Mike McDonald has used to up front with the different schemes and whatnot. But when I made that statement, I had to go back and look and see if that was really the case because I made that statement without being 100% sure if that was the case. So I went back and wanted to see if that really was how he was getting his sacks. And so I went back and got all of his solo sacks, none of the half sacks and whatnot. And we're going to take a look at them. So we got pretty much 9 plays we're going to look at and see if Madubuike is really a solo warrior or if he's getting his sacks based off games and whatnot. And the reason we're doing this is because obviously he has a contract situation coming up. Now, if he's getting sacks based off of the games and the stunts and the scheme, he's probably not worth a huge contract. But if he's winning one-on-ones that can be a disruptive force without games and stunts, he may be worth that huge contract. So let's take a look at Madubuike and see, if he's worth that contract or not. All right, let's dive right into it. What up, Brandon? What up, pretty girl TLB? All right, let's take a look. And Madubuike will be circled on all these before we start. This is the first one versus Cleveland. Yeah, wins the one-on-one versus the guard. They end up getting a one-on-one versus the left guard. Initial move didn't work, but again, look at the leverage. He's underneath the shoulder pads of 75, just walking him back to the quarterback. Just walking him back to the quarterback. If you notice, every step Madubuike takes forward, the guard takes backwards. So he's just walking him back. So the secondary does a good job of holding the receivers and not letting them initially get open, which gives Madubuike time to work. And when Deshaun Watson tries to step up, Madubuike does a good job of staying in his rush lane. And when he steps up, sack. That's the individual work. That's not teamwork. That's the individual sack. So, for his case, that's good for him. That there was no game there. There was no stunt. There was no axe and blade stunt. That was Justin Madubuike just whooping the guard. And when the quarterback decided to step up, got the sack. Go to number 2. What's good, Juice and Drunk Duck? What's good? This is versus the Bengals. All right, I had to turn my phone off. Versus the guard again. Or this time to get a little stunt with him and Robinson. And initially, Orlando Brown and whoever the guard is, they pick it up. And does a good job of staying in his rush lane. Browning does a good job of avoiding him, Robinson, and Travis Jones coming from the other side. But Madubuike just stays with it. And this is a hustle sack. He's just hustling on that one. No game. I mean, it was initially a game, but the game didn't amount to the sack. The DBs did a good job of covering, and he just did a good job of hustling. So this would kind of be one of those in-betweeners. I wouldn't count this as a game, or I wouldn't count this as an individual, just straight up pass rush win. This is pretty much a coverage sack, and he was the recipient of it. This is versus Houston in the first game. He didn't let boot action. He gets on the outside of Lerman Tunsil, so they really don't block him. Big man running. Big man can move. Legit twitchiness, legit speed for a 3 technique. That's what you get out of Madubuike. Legit. Now, I'm not saying he run a 4-3 or nothing crazy like that, but you get legit speed, legit twitchiness for a 3 technique. And I would go ahead and say, he's elite for a guy that plays 3 technique as far as his twitchiness and his speed. He has legit speed, elite speed for a guy that plays 3 technique. That's what I would say. And again, they didn't block him, but still, to be able to run down the quarterback and get that sack, that's a good individual play. So I give him 2 individual plays over a scheme sack so far. So two individual plays, no scheme sack. Hold on a second. Back. I hate when they call me and I don't have nobody here. They got to read the schedules right. Got to read their schedules right. But next. Versus the Browns again. Again, versus the guard. He just wins. He just wins. Look at that. Look at the hand fight. Look at this little hand action. This is almost like E Honda. Look at his. This is. Hold on. Let me see if I can pause it for you. His left hand, bam, knocks the arm down and comes immediately over with the right arm. So Taylor couldn't even get a hand on him initially. Taylor does a good job with his feet. But look at the hand fight by Madubuike. Same again. Taylor tries to punch again. Madubuike takes both arms and slap him out the way. And at this point, Taylor's done. This is elite hand fighting by Madubuike. Elite. That's elite right there. Now Taylor tries to come back, takes both hands and slides him out the way. Now at this point, all Madubuike got to do is get his shoulder past him, which he does. And it's over with for Taylor. It is over with. That's elite right there. Now, granted, DTR kind of sort of gets out the way of the sack, and he still gets it. But that's elite. That's elite D-line play right there. That's elite. Especially the hand fighting. That's elite for Madubuike right there. And I give him 3 individual wins. 3 individual wins over the one where he really didn't get blocked. Next one versus the Titans. He had 2 sacks this game. He coming off the edge now. Again, you take your 3 tech and put him on the edge. Let's see what he do versus the tackles. Just takes the tackle and whoop it. Just takes the tackle. Okay, I'm going to take you 71 and I'm going to dump you on top of 17. 17, I mean. That's what's about to happen. I'm going to take you and dump you on top of 17. I'm going to run through you to get to 17. So this fake would work flip. I don't know what this fake was. I don't know what that is. But he's going to get the leverage. And actually, normally the low man wins. The tackle is just as low, if not lower, than Madubuike. But he still drove him straight back into the quarterback. So that's 4 individuals. 4 individual moves where he just won. It wasn't a game. It wasn't a pick stunt. Like this, that's what I originally was thinking. I was thinking Madubuike was getting these sacks like what Travis Jones and Van Orb was getting. But, after doing my film study, that's not the case. Madubuike is winning individually. So Madubuike is probably going to be in line to get this nice fat check. Let's go to play for 6. Versus the Titans. This is the second one versus the Titans. Malik Willis in the game now, though. This is versus the guard. And again, this one is not necessarily where he beat the guard. Malik Willis tried to scramble early. He just stayed in the rush lane. A little bit of holding. I don't know if they call it or not, but still, good job of containing. So out of the 10 sacks so far, I'm still going to say 4 of them would be what we would call elite level pass rush when he just whooped his guy. This one is kind of borderline because the quarterback's out of the pocket, getting ready to scramble, and he just stayed in his lane. But still a good job of containing. Great job of containing. What I like about it is the high IQ play. Seeing that, and I don't know if it was designed for, who is this? I don't know if it was designed for Clowney to go inside and for him to bounce outside, but seeing Clowney dive in there than him replace it outside. Again, I don't know if it's designed, but if it was, good job by Mike. And if it was designed by this, like this is the first one where we have the design. So we'll go 4-1. 4 where he individually won, like based off his skills. This will be the one where the scheme got him a sack. Because Clowney did dive in there kind of hard. So I think this is a scheme sack. So we'll go 4-1 so far. And then we got one that don't count. Let's go to the next one. What up, Hendo, Z the Beast, Jeremiah? Appreciate y'all for coming through. This is versus the Lions. Good slant. Look at the quickness, man. Look at the elite quickness. Like I said earlier, elite twitchiness for a guy that plays 3 technique. Even though he's not 3 technique right here, he's a 5. No, he's a 3. He's a 3 right here. He's a 3. Watch him cross 72 face. That's crazy. And in the gap already. Again, and in this case, this is the little stunt I was talking about. But in this case, he's the guy that's supposed to be sacrificing for Michael Pierce. But he ends up getting the sack. Because he's crossing 72's face, and he's going right at 77 to set the pick. Now, he's supposed to be knocking 77 off for Pierce to swing around. But he's done his job so well that he got a clear shot at golf. Because see, he did his job to set Pierce free, but they didn't pick him up. So, hey, I'm just going to go get the quarterback too. So even though this was a stunt, the stunt wasn't for him. So I'm giving this an individual sack. So 5-1, as far as I'm concerned. As far as him whooping the guy he's supposed to. 5 for individual sacks, 1 for being schemed up. I mean, his ability to cross that guy's face, that's crazy. Like he on his 3rd step before 72 even moved. That's nuts. And not only do he set a clean pick for Michael Pierce, he splits it. He basically pick and rolled. Basically. Pick and rolled. All right, this is versus the Cards. Got him in a straight up 4 now. And it's just sticking to it. This one. Guard does a decent job initially. He misses the swipe. Guard gets into him, gets close to him. He presses him a little bit, but he stays in his rush lane. So it's a good job of staying in his rush lane and just keep pushing the guard back. Nothing spectacular about this. This is just fundamental. Great fundamentals right here. Keeping the guy in the pocket, and when he steps up, make the tackle. This is similar to the first sack. I'm saying he does nothing extravagant. He just stays fundamentally sound, stay in his rush lane. When the quarterback steps up, makes the sack. Similar to the one he got versus Deshaun Watson, which I think was the first play of this video. So again, this is him winning individually. Was that 6-1? 6-1? And then this is the last one I'll show you versus the Seahawks. This is the one where the stunt was for him. And he does a good job of it with his twitchiness. This is the one where the stunt was obviously for him. See, watch Queen. Watch Queen go take the guy out. See, Queen take the guy out, and then he gonna come right off of Queen. And I don't know why I thought a bunch of his sacks were of this version. I really did, but they are not. And we just, this video has proved that a lot of his sacks are not of this version. I thought a bunch of them were. This video proves they're not. And so I may be wrong when I say Madubuike is a product of Mike's system, because Madubuike is winning a lot of one-on-ones and getting his sacks. So I stand corrected on my thought process yesterday. Madubuike is really getting a chance to win one-on-ones. Just off these, 7 sacks I showed you, 7 of them were, no, let me see. 1 didn't count, so that's 8. 2 of them were scheme sacks. 6 of them were sacks where he just beat his guy individually and probably could do it versus almost anybody in the league, except for maybe the elite level guys. And it's probably 5 or 6 elite level guys. But I'm not Jeremiah. I just looked at the chat box. Madubuike is probably going to get that bag. I really think he's in line to get that bag this offseason. Hopefully it'll be from us because, again, I thought it was scheme yesterday, but after looking at this stuff last night and this morning, it's not scheme. He's certified baller out there. So Madubuike, I trying to take back what I said about you. Get your money, my guy, and hopefully you be in a purple and black jersey for a long time. I appreciate you guys for coming through. You could have been anywhere in the world, but you chose to be here with me for a little lunchtime film study. And I'll see y'all soon. Peace and love. Enjoy the rest of y'all day. Hit the like button too while you're out there.